audio is rolling right now.
Am I on? There we go. Okay.
I'll just turn them all the way up. So when we're talking, this distance is probably good. All right. I'm going to take one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the intro now, I can imagine.
Yeah, intro time.
All right, ready? Let's
Yep.
what we should do is we should turn around like this.
Okay.
And then go like this, and then let's go.
Okay.
And then let's go welcome back to the and then let's go like this and then do jazz hands. We'll go welcome. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Welcome back, everybody. We are so back for the
We're so back.
Amanda Berger School of Awesome,
Yeah.
everybody. So we have a couple episodes recorded already. However, this is our first actual video episode that's going to end up actually working.
I know our first one was so good and then got corrupted. It's so sad.
It was so sad. Yeah, it was like beautiful. It was almost like an hour long. It was so good and beautiful.
We had matching Bart Simpson shirts.
It was all
perfect.
the way done up.
But
and
this is perfect too. So
this is perfect, and God willing, we just follow the signs that God gives us in life. You
gotta
know what
adapt. You gotta adapt.
We gotta adapt. And that being said, happy 4th of flippin' July, everybody. Do you like the 4th of July?
No, but I like a day off and I like to grill.
Yeah.
So
And the beach. Like the beach, you like to grill. Mm-hmm. We should start off by introducing ourselves, I guess.
Absolutely.
We haven't really done that quite yet.
No.
So, hi there, everybody. My name is Professor Berger.
Professor Berger.
Yep.
And I'm Dr. Jones.
Yep, and you are here right now at the Amanda Berger School of Awesome. So, our one of our last episodes that we were just gonna drop this, and it was strictly audio, and we were having really terrible audio problems that day.
We had to share a mic.
We had to share a mic because I was also like drunk. Like I was very drunk.
And I kept slapping things down on the table for some reason.
Yeah, because we it's nice to like hold something in your hand while you're doing it. Megan, and the story that we're about to tell in this, this is a great transition for this. This is not for the faint of heart, especially this episode. Typically we like to make it for perhaps maybe more of an easy listen. This first episode that we're about to drop right now is going to be having some perhaps sensitive material for a bit. No, just kidding. But we're talking about some like kind of gnarly things. Do with that what you will, And also, like I said in this clip that we have from this moment, you just gotta you'll see what I fucking mean.
We're gonna be recalling back to this episode with bad audio of the funny parts and the parts that matter.
Yes,
and then basically giving an update. That today is update time.
Yeah, we're giving an update on that, and I was just such a drunk hillbilly, and I was just cussing like even more so than usual, which is
I was just talking with my hands hella, I guess, just smacking the fuck out of the table for some goddamn reason.
We were all over the place with that one, but
the content was good.
It was very good and very interesting. So with that being said, proceed with caution.
Are you gonna plug it in
first
here?
Episode, yeah, we're gonna insert it right. Ready? We're gonna hit the thing like that in 3, 2, 1. Now. Okay, cool. Happy Amanda Berger School of Awesome coming back to class.
Awesome.
We are joined here again today with someone who has really earned their stripes at the Amanda Berger School of Awesome. We are 1, 2, 3 back. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Go for it. Go for it right now. Oh, we're rusty as shit.
I just said sure. Dr. Jones here.
Dr. Jones is here. Thank God. We haven't seen each other in about a week and a half. Sure, a lot has happened, I should say, too.
It feels like so much and so little for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start.
And for sure.
And then we'll get into your journey
of course.
the month. I guess your journey lasted a minute. We'll talk about that. Anyways, yeah, so I went to a Dungeons and Dragons rave the other day.
Oh.
And it was so fun. Literally the best time ever,
Sounds
of
fun.
course. And came back to my car absolutely obliterated. Like, torn to shreds.
Your
like,
back tire fully missing.
Just
ripped
off.
out of the car.
Yeah, like, just
it's
fucking
like
fucked.
3
dude.
in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the morning and just had like videos of your destroyed car, no context.
Yeah.
All I had was your last Instagram post was like going to a Dungeons and Dragons rave, and then I woke up and it was just a video of your car demolished. I was like, what city is this in?
I'm just like walking back and forth, and I just in the video I'm just like, bruh. Like I was like, bruh. Like, yeah. So that kind of sucked. Fuck. Luckily, the car was parked a block from my house. Because, like, I was just being a lazy bitch and I just wanted to drive there. I didn't even walk. Usually I walk to her house, but whatever. You
got a new car, though. So
yeah, I got a new car, thank God. And then I went to Slow and it was super fun. And I got to shoot guns with my hillbilly friends and we listened to Tyga. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. I know, I'm like, I'm good. This is actually the first day I feel fully normal
Good.
in a month and a half, I guess.
You look really good.
Thank you so much.
You look really pretty and like your skin is glowing and like you look really good and like nourished.
Nourished? Yeah, I've been eating food again, which has been really awesome, amazing. I was pregnant. And I'm no longer I'm no longer pregnant.
What the
So that's what I've been doing. Is just I thought I was dying. I thought that something was insanely wrong with me.
Yeah, for like a minute.
For
like,
a few weeks.
And when you say like something like you thought you were dying and like you felt weird, like go into depth about like emotionally, like physically, like.
Well, I was having panic attacks, which I don't usually get very often. Like, I have generalized anxiety disorder or whatever, but I don't get, like, gnarly panic attacks out of nowhere, typically. I was getting those a lot, and I was like, that's interesting. My anxiety was, like, super heightened, and I was like, oh, I'm just, like, losing my mind. Like, I just put myself in scenarios in which make me feel crazy, and that's what I thought I was doing. And then I couldn't eat. Like, everything sounded disgusting. Like, the idea of food was so nauseating that I just didn't even want to eat. So then I wasn't eating for, like, days. Then I was, like, really lightheaded. And then I would wake up and throw up every day. But I was like, it's because I'm not eating because food sounds so gross. I was doing all sorts of gymnastics. Never in my mind was I, like, I am pregnant. I was just like, I'm going insane. Like, I've just fully lost my mind and I won't be able to eat anymore. And I'm just going to be insanely anxious and food is disgusting. And yeah. And then.
And you thought that you, like, basically couldn't fucking.
Yeah. I was under the impression that I was infertile my whole life for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't even know where you got that from. Or, I mean, I could take a whack at it, but like
I just had a lot of like my period was really irregular for like years when I first got it, which is usually like a sign. And then like I was really irresponsible with sex my entire life. I was with a guy for 10 years and never once in our entire relationship had not one time had a pregnancy scare or anything. That's not like
gnarly.
I've never been on birth control except for like 2 weeks and I hated it, so I got off it.
Valid.
Yeah, so I just figured it wasn't in the cards for me. And also I like started drinking really young, smoking weed really young. I've been smoking cigarettes since I was 13. Like I was like body been through the ringer. Like, I mean, I guess plenty of people who live like that have children, but I don't know. Maybe it was more just me trying to get, who fucking knows.
Sure.
But theory debunked.
That theory you heard it here first, folks.
Theory debunked. I did make a joke to you that I was testing my infertility in real time.
You've literally said that like a million times too, and every time, like I think I had the same reaction where I was just like, "Oh God!" Yeah. Like a disappointed father, where I'm just like, Oh, God.
Oh,
damn it.
Yeah. That was a choice.
Because I was always like, that's so fucking funny. Like, I was like, that's, you're just like, yeah, I can't get pregnant. I'm like, what? I was like,
what?
Why?
Made up in my head, delusional. And then, and then once pieces started to come together that perhaps my problem was pregnancy, then I was like, oh, my boobs are really sore. But again, so delusional. I have nipple rings. I was like, oh, maybe they're just like infected.
Yeah.
I was like, jumping through all the hoops. I like went to book club and like took a sip of a cider and immediately got like lightheaded, got hot flashes, had to throw up at book club 2 weeks ago. And Steph was just like, bro, are you good? And I was like, I haven't really been eating. Like, I just don't think I feel very well. I've just feeling really off and like lightheaded and stuff. And that's the only time I've ever thrown up in a bar in my life, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, because I was pregnant. I haven't drank in like a year. The one time I got drunk in the last year, I was fucking pregnant. Didn't know it. It's crazy. Yeah. So then I went to this DIY ass clinic looking thing. It's like in a
DIY clinic.
It's in a medical building. There's one girl working. It's called Her Smart Choice.
Her Smart Choice.
So I get there, like sign in or whatever, and it's just like a girl at the front desk. She like has them check my insurance or whatever, and then I have to like talk to the manager of the clinic on the phone. And he was like, okay, your insurance can cover like a third of it. And I was like, cool. So like, how much is it? He's like $900. I was like, oh.
What?
Yeah, because originally I was going to get it done on campus, but that didn't work out for me. So then I had to go to this weird clinic, and then I was like, after my insurance, how much is it? And he's like, $550. I was like, I have $550 right now. And he was like, okay, you can pay like half of it today. And I was like, I don't even have half of it today. And he was like, well, how much money do you have? I was like, no money, dog. Like, I don't have any money. I was like, I thought I was going to pay $50 for this. Like, and then he was like, okay, fill out this like free application. So then the girl has me like fill out some application thing. And then I sit there for a little bit, and I was like, texting people like, damn, this shit, $900. The fuck am I about to do? And I was like, I'm having one of those moments people have where they are pregnant and don't want the baby and might have to have it because they can't afford abortion. I was like, oh my God. And then she's like, you've been approved. Don't know what an approval process is to have a free abortion.
Yeah, she just looks at it. She's like, fuck it. It's a snow day.
I'm like, whoever was on the phone was like, this bitch is broke. And pregnant. I was like, if I can't pay for the abortion, what makes me pay for the baby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely not. So then this bitch who's running the front desk has me do an ultrasound, which I didn't...
On spot?
Yeah, I didn't know that I'd be doing an ultrasound. I thought I was...
So she rubs a bunch of shit on your tummy or something?
No, girl. I wish that's what it was. I wish it was a bunch of shit on my tummy. No, she gets this giant camera and puts a condom on it, and then...
Puts a condom on it?
Yeah, and then puts a bunch of gel on it, and then rubs my vagina and is like, this is the gel. I have to get naked and then, like, put a little sheet over me. Sorry, put a little sheet.
Well, closer to the mic, honey. We're having mic difficulties today, so we're sharing a mic.
Yeah, so I put a little sheet over me, put my feet on some stirrups, and then I feel this crazy camera device inside of me, and I can, like, feel it moving around. And I didn't even think to even look at the ultrasound screen, which was cool. I was just so preoccupied and, like, was not prepared for anything to go inside of me today. And I was also like, this girl is just one man show. She's front desk lady. She's the ultrasound lady.
What the fuck?
I don't know. So I was like, this is weird. And then I go sit.
Was she like a doctor? Like,
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. So then I go sit down, and she's like, here. She gives me like a little pill and like a little water. And then I take the first pill. I was like, oh, I have to take it here? She's like, yeah, you can take it here. I was like, all right.
I can't take it in the comfort of my own home?
Nope. And then I had to go get blood work done. I was like, this is severely more invasive than I imagined. I thought I was going to take a little piss test. They give me a little pill. I go home.
Why did they make you do blood
work? Because I guess if you're a certain blood type, you have to have like an injection before you can take the pill. I was not that kind of blood type, thankfully.
Where did you get the blood test done at?
In the sketchy medical building, just in another room.
They just said hit next door, and some guy's gonna take your blood from you, and then.
Yeah, some girl in a birthday princess sash, actually.
Well, did you tell him happy birthday?
Yeah, I did. Of course I did.
This is one of the worst days of my fucking life.
Of course I did. I was like, happy birthday, by the way. She's wearing a birthday princess sash.
So thank you. I was waiting for you to tell me.
Yeah, they made me wait 2 hours. I went home and came back. They made me wait 2 hours. I came back. It took 30 seconds for them to take blood from me. And then they made me come back the next day after they got my blood work. And then they gave me 4 pills, and then they sent me home. And I was like, oh, I don't have to take these here? And they're like, no. I was like, oh, you just made me come back here for fun? And there was, like, a new girl there. She was, like, training, and she was very afraid.
It's like the same girl in a different hat.
It was the same girl plus a new girl. And she, like, took me to the back room. Oh, the first time I was there, they had me talk to the gynecologist on the phone. Yeah, she's like, the doctor will talk to you. And I was like, okay. And then I, like, talked.
Hello?
On a cell phone. I, like, talked to the doctor. And he would, like, let me know I was 6 weeks and a day pregnant.
What the
and
fuck, dude?
Like, told me I think he told me it was a fetus. And I was like, that's slay, my guy. I don't know what that's going to do for me. Legal obligation on his behalf, I'm sure. But yeah, and I couldn't really understand it very well. And I was just like, okay. Got off the phone with him. Fast forward, get my second dose of pills. Go home. And then before I even took the second dose of pills, I'm pretty sure the first one did the job. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was so tired too when I was pregnant. That was also a really weird thing. I just slept all day long every day. And I was like, I'm permanently like this forever. I'm just tired and I don't want to do anything. And I could smell everything.
Ew.
It was disgusting. I didn't want to smell that much. Everywhere I went, I could smell everything. I was driving on the street. I could smell weed like it was like in my car. I was like, that is someone inside their apartment smoking weed right now. And it smells like they're sitting next to me.
That's insane. That's fuck.
Yeah. I was like, well, at least I know now. I don't want to have children. But if for some reason I did, I probably would not have a very fun pregnancy.
All right. We are back into the future. We're here July 3rd, 2024. How'd you guys like that? Huh? How'd you like that? Did you
Super fun.
Did we learn anything important from that? Did we?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I hope it helps anyone on their journey.
Peace and love. Amen.
And love.
You know what I mean?
I had such a journey. It's part of my lore now. You know what I'm saying?
100 million%. And like I said, I think in the last episode too, you still have this post-abortion glow.
Thank you
about
so much.
you.
I have been glowing ever since. Ever since I was pregnant. I have been getting lots of compliments about my glow. And then post-abortion, also I'm getting different compliments about my glow. So
your internal and external glow, or yeah. How are you feeling post? Because we recorded that one like weeks ago. That was fresh after.
I think we're like basically a month out.
We're a month out, everybody.
Yeah, a month out of abortion. Turn up, everybody. Anyway, so I go. They give me my little ultrasound. The first time I did the ultrasound, I didn't look at the little monitor, like, at all. Like, not even, like, I didn't even have a thought to look at it. But this time I decided to look, and I was like, oh, we good. Ain't nothing showing up in there. But they're like, oh, you gotta wait for the doctor. And I'm thinking, like, maybe this time I'm gonna, like, see a doctor. Like, maybe this time, IRL, the doctor's gonna walk into this office, we're gonna lock eyes. No. So then I sit in the lobby for like 20 minutes. She's like, the doctor doesn't come until like 10:30 or something. I'm like, why'd you let me just schedule an appointment at like 9 or whatever?
Yeah.
And then she hands me a cell phone. And I like go into the back room and I talk to the guy and he's like, okay, so like you're all good. I was like, awesome. And he's like, so what are you going to do to make sure this doesn't happen again? And I was like, ugh. I guess I'm going to get on.
Hop off.
Yeah, like, I guess I'm going to get on birth control. And he's like, how old are you? And I was like, 30. And he's like, so what are you going to do to make sure this doesn't happen again? And I was like, get on birth control. And he's like, how are you going to do that? I was like, go to my doctor and get on birth control. He's like, because we don't want this to happen again, right? I was like, no. And he's like, and it's really,
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, no.
He's like, it's really easy to get pregnant right now, by the way. Like, it's the easiest time right now. and we don't want that to happen again. You don't want to be back here, right? Having to get another one. I was like, no. And he was like, okay. I was like, okay. And then that was pretty much it. But it felt like I was being like scolded.
Yeah, that's not a very comforting. I mean, I guess I like get it. You know what I mean? Because they're like, I'm sure this isn't something that you're obsessed with. Okay, when I was listening back to like the thing that when our last episode, yeah, and I was like, oh, so they rubbed some stuff on your tummy, and you're like, no, girl,
I wish.
Yeah,
girl, I
like
wish.
having a camera up your hoo-ha and having to deal with all that and stuff.
At least
like
this
that.
time I was prepared. I was like, I'm coming into this office to get a camera in my hoo-ha. And
yeah,
so
you like shaved a landing strip?
No, I didn't
and like
shave or anything. I mean, I don't be shaving, so like it is what it is. But at least I was like showered and not like decrepit and like freaking out about my life. I was like, we've had some time. Yeah. Baby's out. I'm pretty sure I saw some things occur, so I'm like, we good. Camera up your hoo-ha is not fun either way.
No, I wish I could put a camera at my hoo-ha.
The shame that comes with getting naked inside of like a room by yourself in like a weird medical building. I'm like, and then they just give you a little sheet. They're like, put this over you, and then you gotta get into stirrups. I'm like, getting into stirrups is like a very humbling moment as a woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, do men have to get in stirrups?
It's super invasive.
The other post-abortion kind of things is like, I think I talked about it in our story time if it made it, but like I really didn't feel like very much pain or like emotion post-abortion, and I brought that to my therapist. So I was like, I didn't feel none of that shit. And she was like, in my experience, and like several clients I've had who had abortions, like that the emotion part comes like way later. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm really excited for the anticipatory anxiety that comes with being like, this could hit me at any moment. It could be months. It could be years. She was like, it's different for everybody. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Comforting.
That's super cool that like I didn't feel the emotion, so they're coming. But lately, I think one of the things that is super weird is like, I think like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago, I started like spotting, and I was like, and I was feeling really, I texted you, I was like, I'm feeling really sad today. Like I feel really weird, and like it felt really PMS. And I was like, oh, I'm just getting my period. I was like, that's super cool. I got like a week and a half off bleeding, and then I'm like back into my period, but then it never came. And so now I've just been feeling these intense, deep sadness, and it feels like connected to nothing. And I'm like, am I just avoiding my feelings, or is it just like hella PMS? I don't know. It feels like so hormonal. Like it feels very like out of nowhere and like sudden and like deep, like really like deep. And it feels super weird. I was telling you yesterday, like I have a whole like with the codependency stuff. Like some of that comes with like a God complex, and some of that God complex is like trying to seem very like put together on the outside. And so like it's really hard for me to like show weakness, like crying and stuff, to like people around me. I very, 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 very rarely cry in front of people.
What does a God complex mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Like when we're talking about in therapy, it's more of just this like aura of like I'm put like I'm put together, and like I've got all my shit figured out, like my shit don't stink kind of thing. Like that's how I'm kind of looking at like God complex is like more of like my shit doesn't stink. And so like trying like I don't know, that's like the only thing about it. So like trying to always look like very like I know what I'm up to even if I don't. And I've been talking about this to you a lot this week too, especially when it comes to like being sober and stuff too, where I just have this struggle with like people in my life where like I just seem really put together, and so it's like hard to believe that I struggle for a lot of people that I'm around sometimes, because I'm like I'll go through really intense things like breakups or like getting fired from jobs and like all sorts of stuff, and I'm just like, and we keep it trucking, and I'm partying and I'm hanging out, and like, and then I'm like I have a career and I go to grad school and like all these things, and it's like it's part of like a facade, but it's also part of like a defense mechanism, and it's also like coping mechanisms of like, okay, if shit's falling apart, at least I have like other shit going on.
Yeah, so you think that your God complex has been inflated due to post-abortion?
Yeah, for sure, actually. I haven't actually thought about that. But I would say, yeah, because I think like abortion, one, we talk about it, I think in the clips and stuff too, is like, one, I was insane and thought I was infertile and thought I could just like never get pregnant, and then I decided to try that out. And,
another thing too, I can't remember if this is in the what we have in the recorded stuff, but something you have always been very passionate about is like, you're like, I don't want to have kids. I'm not in a place, especially right now, to have kids. Like, I don't want to do that. And so, you know, at slay. And everyone should be able to choose what they want. You know what I mean? But like, I'm just like, yeah. So that being said, I also wanted to like reiterate that in case that didn't.
For sure, yeah. That if that didn't come in, I really didn't want kids. So like, this had nothing to do with like the loss of like the possibility of having a kid. Like, I never wanted to do that. But like, yeah, because I had this weird belief that like it would never happen to me, and then it happens to me. Like, I don't feel like I've like grasped. And also, I think because we, like, live in a place where it's so easy, like, it took me, like, a day or two. I mean, I had some struggle. And when I was, like, being like, oh, this shit's, like, $900, I'm like, I'm gonna have to be a bitch that's, like, pregnant and, like, goes through with it. And, like, what the fuck? Like, that kind of, like, having that thought even for a second, I was like, yo. But then I was able to fix it. Like, that doesn't happen for everybody. But I think, like, yeah, the God complex of, like, having my shit together. Because there's plenty of people who have abortions and, like, you don't keep your shit together. And, like, because it's a really traumatic experience. And, like, there's a lot that goes into it. Your, like, medical stuff is really traumatizing. Like, dependent on your situation with your partner can be really traumatizing, like all sorts of things like that. And like for me, like I kind of knew what I was signing myself up for, so I don't feel like super like, oh wow, this was a surprise. I was like, I was kind of playing with fire and like got burnt. And like
what advice would you give to somebody who has been going through the same thing, or that has gone through the same thing, or is in a position that you were in?
If abortion comes up as an option, like, don't keep that baby.
If you don't want the baby.
Yeah, if you want the baby, keep the baby. But, like, obviously. But I also think, like, I don't know, at least for me, like, it was a lot. For me, I was thinking about, like, okay, if I decide, like, it was not an option, but I just was playing with all sorts of different, like, scenarios when the positive pregnancy test came back. And I was like, okay, like, if I kept this baby, like, where would I be in my life 9 months from now? And I was like, oh, I'd be in my last semester of grad school, like, trying to do finals and, like, do my comprehensive exam and get my degree. Like, that just doesn't, I don't need to be pregnant doing that. And, like, having to reschedule my finals around the possibility of, like, giving birth and, like, do I have a stable, and I have roommates and cats and, like, also I was like, I can barely pay my rent. I'm gonna pay for a baby to eat and shit. And, like, I was like, no. Being able to tell all your friends you're pregnant and that you're seeking an abortion is really nice. Like, I told 10 people, and, like, that made me feel more comfortable. And, like, I also knew that, like, if I started to struggle super bad to find resources, that, like, these 10 people I just talked to would, like, start to, like, be a call to action to be like, okay, Megan wants an abortion and she's having a hard time finding it. Like, we're going to get there.
Bam.
So, yeah, I think, like, having a really strong support system and making sure you're in an environment where you could, like, provide a lot of love would be important. And then, like, yeah, tapping into your resources and, like, finding the fucking, the little free clinic place I went to was chill. It was hella DIY, seemed super sketchy, but I ain't got no baby. So, hey.
Yeah.
But I had to do a lot of Googling and, like, finding out and stuff. So I'm like, if you're on a university campus, like, that shit's way easier. But yeah, that's basically my, like, post-abortion story. It's just, like, I went back to the clinic. It was super weird, but no baby. And then, yeah, I've been, like, hella PMSing. And I think, like, I don't know that much about abortion. So, like, the aftermath, like, I think all we know is, like, you get pregnant, then you have abortion, and then it's over. Like, the aftermath is super weird. Like, I feel super fucking weird. And I feel, like, deeply sad at random all the time. And I think, like, women don't really get to talk about, like, even I was telling you, I was like, I feel weird, like, trying to explain to people around me, like, I think I'm just, like, permanently PMSing. And, like, even just explaining PMSing, you know, like, it feels really weird and, like, feels really out of control and feels, like, hormonal as, like, I feel hormonal as fuck. And, like, there's no solution for that. And, like, you kind of just feel hormonal till you don't. Maybe I'll get a hysterectomy. No, you
where they cut your balls off? Or
yeah, where they cut my balls off. If you are in a situation similar to mine, you should absolutely look for support around you. You should tap into the resources around you, and you should never feel lost because someone has experienced what you experienced, and they'll help you figure it out. If anyone needs to hit my line, if you're having an abortion, I'm down as fuck. That shit was like, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I was like, I don't have to think about anything. I'm pregnant and I got a problem to solve.
Problem to solve. Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, you have an update.
So, the last episode that we recorded, I was talking about how some hillbilly crashed into my car and completely totaled my car.
When you were at a D&D rave.
When I was at my Dungeons and Dragons rave.
Yeah.
And I come back home from searching for peace in Long Beach, roller skating around on the bluff, all right? And literally just like some family, like they were like nice, like they were just like almost like some young couple. There was like a kid in the back seat.
Damn.
Crashed into my house.
Into your house?
Like everybody was outside, like being like, "What the fuck?"
Like the front of your apartment complex. Like, I mean, like not into the house, but like on the steps to the front of an apartment complex.
That close.
If the trees weren't there.
Yeah, it was that close to my neighbors, and I was just like, "Damn, that is so wild." That first the car gets totaled, and then someone just smashes into my house, like literally a couple weeks later. Insane. I was like, "This is so intense." But it was so kind of fucking funny too. I know, because I think I was on the phone with you or something, right? Yeah. And I was like, I texted you all dramatic. Well, somebody crashed into my house.
I was like, I was like,
I can't get into my house.
I think I was with people, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm all like a damsel in distress.
Well, I was just thinking about your Cheweenies. I was like, oh my God, how do you get back in your house? Your Cheweenies are stuck inside.
The grace of Jesus Christ, God, universe, love, peace, happiness itself. The Cheweenies were at their spa day.
Oh, the Cheweenies were at their spa day.
They were at their spa day.
I thought they were trapped inside.
No, hell no, dude.
I was so worried about them.
I would have, like, literally scaled my building and smashed my window to, like, get into these little Cheweenies, dude.
I was wondering why you didn't mention the Cheweenies to me. They were at their spa day.
They were at their spa day, and they were there for, like, hours and stuff, too. So, and I was like, they would have lost their mind. Do you see how peaceful and sweet and kind
they're not
and
when loud noises happen?
They hate. They are
I can't even dance.
No, they don't like it. They don't like loud anything. They
I can't dance. I can't stop.
They're purebred Cheweenies.
Right, of course.
You know what comes with the territory of having purebred Cheweenies? Like
they're nervous.
They're very high class. They don't They don't like anything
big
that's
chaos,
too,
big kaboom, big chaos, big
doing
kaboom.
too much. You know So
Doug
your
listens
to like Taylor Swift and shit. You know what I mean? Like
that's a Swiftie. That's a Swiftie, 100%.
She is like into the finer, more things like she kind of like goes.
She's eating oysters. She's listening to Taylor Swift. I get that. She's a horny corner. She's vibing.
Think too much about things like you and I do. Right. She more is like just like, Right.
So like, do you think you're cursed?
No. What the fuck kind of question is that? Bacon Jones.
I'm just like back to back like that. Someone.
No, I think I have to charge that to the game of Long Beach.
Right, charge it to the game. You're right. Those are both game of Long Beach.
Not to mention, the night before, I hate even bitching about this because I'm like, we
live in a wonderful, beautiful place. Wonderful, beautiful people.
I do love living here. At the end of the day, it's just funny and it's notable when crazy shit happens. Like literally the night before. Somebody smashed into my house. There was a crazy holdup right over there where Micah and I got home late as hell because we were at the RXK Nephew show.
Right, okay.
And we got back to Long Beach at like 2 a.m. or something. And there was a chopper with like their like lights on. And I was like, this looks a little sus. Like, let's get inside. And there was some man holding some gal up hostage in one of the houses over here for like hours.
Damn. The one time, I don't know if I think I told you about it. Right up the street from here, the next block up. One time I was coming home at like 3 a.m. from picking someone up. Oh, I was picking up someone. And there was another car like right in front of us. And then like the car, like another car behind it, like tried to like skirt around them. Stopped them, like got up out the car, fucking guns out. like crazy. I'm the only other car in the intersection besides these two cars. I'm like, we about to turn right. We're not about to wait for this light. Like, we're about to turn. And then like the car that was like getting the guns pointed at it, like fucking like skirted around the tiniest little spot and was like, screw, and like went all the way down the street super fast. And I was like, we're not about to find out what they were up to. But it was like two dudes hopped at the car, like guns blazing. I was like, we look scary. Just the only other car. You see my car?
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
I'm like, I look sketchy. I got cracked windshield. I got dents. Like, my windows don't work. Like, headlights out. Like, don't look at me, sir. I was like, we're turning.
Yeah. Good idea.
Chalk it up to the game for real, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I'm post-abortion, crying my eyes out. You had someone crash in your house, post crashing into your car.
Yeah.
That's our updates from the story time.
Yeah.
We also have the Chet Hanks saga I've been up to.
Yeah.
I did take a break because like I have a life and it's actually kind of hard to post like him. Like, I'm not gonna lie, posting like him is kind of hard. I have plans though. I have plans.
What do you mean?
We should take a picture
it's
here
hard
today. Take a picture here today in my Sonic suit. Hold on, before I leave, we'll do a little side of the couch action. Okay. So essentially what happened was,
you look just like him. You do the same things as that man all the time.
Yeah, I be smoking. You
be on Instagram.
I'm in the water.
You're in the water.
I'm posting.
You're going places. You're posting.
I'm posting.
You look just like him in the
I'm
face.
just scared of the fact that like you think if I was a white guy, like that's my essence.
Maybe not essence. That's more my essence, probably.
I think it's more your essence. I think maybe if you and I had a baby and it was a white man, that we would produce Chet Hanks.
Oh, thank you. That's honestly awesome.
Don't you think?
Thank you. Yeah, I love that. My boyfriend the other day told me that. I was like, what do you think I'd be like if I were a dude? And he'd be like, he was like, you know, like Jersey Shore? And I was like, yeah, I know Jersey Shore. And he was like, you'd be like the dude with the spiked hair, all crazy.
DJ Pauly D.
Pauly D. And he was like, yeah, you'd be like just like him.
Okay. I like that.
And I was like, honestly, Shorty, thank you. I love you for that.
Like, I'm going to go home and ask my boyfriend who I'd be if I was a man.
Yeah, that's good. I love to ask that of people. Like, what would because I already know. I would be like super.
You are very fratty.
I'd be mad fratty. Like,
or you'd be like mullet, mustache, tattoo, tiny tattoo man.
Yeah, but I feel like I would be like outside because I'm not one for the trends.
True.
But I do think that I would love to have sex with multiple women all the time. Probably.
Yeah, I just think you'd be a dog.
I'd be like, yeah, but I would be like super sweet and nice about it.
Yeah, you'd be the worst kind.
Exactly.
Everyone would be in love with you, but you'd just be fucking bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of man I'd be besides Chet Hanks, I guess. Fake Jamaican accent. Posting White Boy Summer as a political statement. Like, having a shirt that says Black Queen Summer on top of the White Boy Summer. Like, maybe that is me. Like, that's the most concerning part.
Yeah, but...
is that maybe we are one?
Yeah, I really liked how he like also posted that disclaimer. He's just like us. We posted a disclaimer.
He was hella on create mode today, and I love that. You know how many people sent me that man's create mode today? Too many. So many. Well, let me explain the Chet Hanks things before I talk about how many people are into it. So, we decided mutually, basically, for us to start posting like Chet Hanks because I tagged him in our podcast
more of a you thing. That's all.
Way more of a me thing. But yeah, we posted.
I'm gonna grab my coffee really quick. Is that chill? It's sitting right there.
Yeah, go ahead. Basically, what happened was we posted like a little sneak peek that we're having this podcast and we're dropping it tomorrow on 4th of July. And I had posted it and was like, how hard do you think it would be to get Chet Hanks at Chet Hanks, tagged him to get on my podcast? And everyone's like, not that hard. And then I go to my story views and I'm like, oh, LOL, Chet Hanks is watching my stories.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're in, dog. Like, he's tapped in. So then I start posting like him. And I'm like, day one of posting like Chet Hanks, and you and I take a super funny selfie. And then like... Then we do the post at the beach, super funny, posting like Chet Hanks. Then I did a little smoking one because he'd be smoking the hookah. Day 3, posting like Chet Hanks. And then I was like, I'm tired and I have a life. So like I took a little break from posting like Chet Hanks. But I have, there's plots. I'm coming back on day 4. There's going to be some days between day 3 and day 4, but it doesn't matter. People are tapped in. That man did not watch my day 3 posting like Chet Hanks.
He's also like in Europe right now, like
he's in Italy having the time of his life.
Yeah, so maybe he's like not on his phone.
Also, he's fighting New York Times about White Boy Summer being something positive and not full of hate, and I feel that. You tell them.
It's me every day.
He said it's peace and love. It's full of love and supporting women of all races. And I'm like, you know what, Chet Hanks, turn up.
Make it into something positive.
That's our vibe, always.
That's
why we watch Chet Hanks on the podcast. Bombaclot. Like, I need him here. Yeah. But people are really invested. I have a lot of people like, this is the best bit I've ever seen. Like, everyone is really invested, so I have to give people Chet Hanks. But there are plots, there are ideas coming. So stay tuned for the moment we get Chet Hanks on this podcast. Anyways, Chet Hanks will be on this podcast one day. All of you, mark my words right here, right now. That's a manifestation. After you watch this episode, you're going to do a manifestation that Chet Hanks will be on the Amanda Berger School of Awesome podcast with Megan and Amanda. I think we would vibe so hard. I have a feeling
he'd be one of those people, though, where he doesn't even have to go to the school. Like, he just is someone.
He's like a guest lecturer.
He's like, yeah, but like, what's it even higher? He's like
on White Boy Summer. On White Boy Summer. He's the guest lecturer for White Boy Summer. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a section for him for sure.
Yeah, we definitely have.
We have areas for him.
Sorry, I keep feeling like my dick is out right now on camera, but I'm think good. Your dick is out. I need to cross my damn legs.
While we're talking about Instagram, I also was talking to you about this hilarious thing that's been happening to me on Instagram for the last 6 months or so. Every time I hard post, a slew of homies will come in and they will comment things on my Instagram that are like, it's so nice to see you happy. You're glowing, girl.
It's so nice to see you doing well.
You're thriving.
It feels so good to watch you thriving.
You're glowing. And I'm like, hey, you guys, why does it sound like I was just in the trenches and I clawed my way out? Like, and the reason it sounds like that is because I did. Yeah. I'm like, could you guys...
That's still just, like, the fucking funniest. I immediately, like, when I went to your page to, like, or when I, like, saw the comments on your picture with her, I was like, that is the fucking funniest thing ever. Because it's so backhanded, but it's so not meant to be backhanded.
No, they're trying to be so sweet and
like,
so nice.
It's like, because, they're like, it's so awesome to see you doing well. Like, you look so beautiful. But it's like... It's just so insinuating
what was I doing before, y'all?
Just in the trenches.
No, it's just deeply. In the trenches. I tweeted about it too, and I was like, now my Instagram comments like exposing me for like being in the trenches or whatever. And one of my homegirls was like, just looked, LOL. Like, I feel like if you don't know the context of my life, it just looks like my friends hella love me and are like so excited that I'm happy. But if you know any context of my life, it's like, oh, this girl was like down bad. And all her friends are like, wow, look at you on the other side of your horrible circumstances. I'm so happy to see you happy, girl.
Yeah,
like, it's so bad, and it's always like back to back to back comments like that.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, think about what you're doing.
Yeah,
because
have the wherewithal to realize that my friend is have the wherewithal. Actually, see, fuck that. I keep commenting shit like that. I think that's legit the funniest thing I've ever heard on the internet.
It is kind of funny, I guess. I mean, if you want to do it, I guess. But yeah. Holy shit, you're exposing me.
2 more things before we wrap it.
Yeah.
I did want to comment. We're talking about people that we would be like if we were men.
Yeah.
I adore him. I'm very invested in the Hunter Biden case.
What's wrong with smoking a little crack?
Always have been. I love the like kind of like almost borderline beep photos of him, like where he's like not dressed and he's in his bathtub with a crack pipe in his mouth.
I just think slay your dad's president and you're like turning up.
It does definitely provide some realness to our poor old friend Joe Biden.
We're doomed. We're fucked. We're cooked.
No, stop that.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, yeah.
We have to remain positive and
you gotta find community for real. I was just talking about in my book club. I'm like, gun club, book club. Like, we be doing fun stuff. You be doing stuff.
Yeah.
Just learn things.
Learn things.
What's your second thing you had to say besides Hunter
Biden?
Oh,
it was Amanda Berger for president.
Oh, Amanda Berger for president. We were talking in my book club today, too, about third-party candidate write-ins. Amanda Berger. No presidents. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
You want to hear a funny conspiracy theory concerning 4th of July and the presidents at once?
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently back in 1846, there was like Thomas Jefferson and John Adams or Andrew Garfield. Somebody. 2 presidential candidates. Okay. They're both running for office. On July 4th, 1876, they both die. And the
Due to what?
I don't know. I didn't look that deep into it. The astrology girlies, however, are saying that the stars, July 4th, 1876, and the stars, July 4th, 2024, are very, very, very similar. Very similar. Very similar.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Women's rights.
Women's rights are awesome.
Presidents suck.
The presidents are cray pants.
But our podcast is super cool.
Amanda Berger for president 2024.
Yeah.
Don't crash into my house or my car.
Don't do that. If you're getting an abortion and you need support, you should DM us.
Yeah, and I'll refer you to my buddy.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, so this episode 2 was more of just kind of like a life. There was just a lot going on and interpersonally. Do you want to reiterate the mission and the goal of this podcast?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to lead us out too. So our goal here as a podcast is to do what, Amanda?
Be yourself, everybody.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Take chances.
And create stuff with your friends.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Breed purebred Cheweenies.
Okay.
Get your friend a little Sonic bicycle outfit.
For sure.
And have her wear it in your first video podcast.
You should definitely do that.
Support your friends when they're going through an abortion.
Hell yeah.
Be nice to your friends when they're going through things. Talking
up.
about things is good.
Yes.
Emotional vulnerability is amazing.
Incredible.
And having a critical lens on the world is important, and it can serve you. And as a natural born skeptic, I don't know where the fuck I was going.
You're a skeptic. I'm an optimist. Cheers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
You're also an optimist.
I'm also an optimist. Yeah. But yeah. All right.
Anyways, happy 4th of July.
We'll see you in the next one. Happy 4th of July. Mwah.